Hey guys, today we're going to be trying some new makeup and I am really excited for this one. I have a lot of fun new goodies. So a couple weeks ago, I did like a Nordstrom try on haul and I tried a new foundation and the shade of it was a little bit too light. So I went ahead and I ordered medium and I wanted to try that with you guys. That is the Pkwy Actives Tinted Moisturizer. So I had the light, which I still have. So we're going to be, kind of comparing the two, and I ordered medium. So we have that. I also have the BOUCHE VIP Expert eyeshadow palette. This is their new one. I'm trying to find the name of this. Oh, it's the Pkwy Mon Amour. I also have the new Clinique Cheek Pop Highlighter. This is their limited edition one for Lunar New Year. I think this may be sold out everywhere, so I apologize, but I did just get it. I'm really excited to try it. So we're going to be using this today. I also ordered from Net-a-Porter. I ordered the new Labouche Rouge Mascara. I did also order another one of their powder brushes. So that's the two boxes in here, but we'll be trying out the Labouche Rouge Mascara. And then I did just get this in the mail. This is like giant and beautiful, but these are the new products from Rare Beauty. This is her Selena Gomez's Stay Vulnerable line. So there are some eye products, lip products, and cheek products. And I just talked about these in my Will I Buy It video. So I'm really, oh my God, I didn't even realize this whole thing, this whole thing slid open. Whoa, what is that? Oh wow, it's like a little vanity case. Oh, this is so cute. So there's a little mirror. Oh, it says Rare Beauty down here. Oh, and then this is a pocket where you can put like brushes and stuff. And then there's a strap. So I am going to include this in that big giveaway that I'm still putting together. But that giveaway is still open. So definitely check out the last video I posted in Mishmas. And there are details on how to enter. So I'm gonna put this in there. That is really, really cute. Anyway, back to the makeup. So there are some blushes, some lip products, some liquid eyeshadows, which unfortunately I won't be able to use today because I have this by Terry VIP Expert palette. So anyway, we're going to be using the cream blushes and the lip products from the new Selena Gomez products. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm really, really, really excited to try the Tinted Moisturizer in medium. So I'm just going to open this up. And here is the packaging. I do think this may be a little bit too deep for me, but let's go ahead and do a quick swatch. But here's light. Well, obviously here's light and here's medium. I'm gonna see if I can get away with just the medium. I would rather, just for convenience sake, only need to use one shade. If I have to, I'll mix it since I have both, but this is just the medium. It does look a little bit too deep. But I'm just going to go ahead and blend it in. I've got my BK Beauty 101 foundation brush. It does look considerably deeper than my neck, although I am at my palest right now. And I am able to blend it down quite easily, but I think you can probably see that there, right? Yeah, it looks great on my forehead, which is really much, much deeper than my neck. So if you guys missed that initial video where I tried the light shade, not only was the shade itself too light, but there seemed to be kind of like a powderiness to it. And there is quite a bit of titanium dioxide in here, at least it's, high up in the ingredient list. And so I thought maybe that contributed to the powderiness, and then it doesn't help also that the shade was really light. And I thought, maybe if the medium shade, even if it's a little bit too deep for me, if it does have that kind of titanium dioxide kind of powderiness to it, it may kind of balance things out, was my hope. So yeah, I'm reading the ingredients off of the medium box, and titanium dioxide is the third ingredient. So here is medium and here is nothing. I think actually the medium works well. Now that I have it blended into my skin, I pretty much have it all over this side and down my neck here. I think obviously the biggest difference you see is probably on my neck. I can see like a pretty defined line of demarcation between foundation and no foundation. But I feel like on my face, it actually looks pretty good. I think I can get away with just the medium. And now with this shade, again, because the light was just too pale for me, I think you can really see like the beautiful finish of it. Yeah, I really don't see as much powderiness in it as I do with the light shade. All right, let me apply just the medium to the rest of my face, and then we'll take another look and make sure that this shade does indeed work for me. So I'm sorry, the texture of this foundation, it's very lotiony, it's very creamy, and it's called a tinted moisturizer, but I think it's more just like a straight up foundation. I think it has a little bit more coverage than I would say a quote unquote tinted moisturizer has. So yeah, I definitely have to drag it down my neck a bit, and then you can kind of see where it ends there. I'm more okay with like a little bit of a deeper shade that I have to drag down my neck versus a paler shade where I feel like I have to kind of bronze all over. I prefer this over that. The finish of this is beautiful. It is that beautiful, like slightly satin, skin-like, finish. I really love it. I have dry, eczema prone skin, so anything that kind of gives off this appearance of like radiance to my skin is very, very welcome. Oh, I really, really love it. Oh, I'm so glad I decided to get the medium. All right, I'm gonna use the concealer from this brand, the same brand as the foundation. And again, I need to figure out how this is pronounced. And I have this in light, so I wanna see if this light shade works with the medium foundation. And this appeared in my December favorites. This is a really lovely, like serum-like concealer. It's for concealer, pretty light in coverage. I would say it kind of has like a light medium coverage. It really feels like tinted skincare. And this is one of those rare concealers that, and foundations actually, that as the day goes on, I feel like my skin looks better and better. So I'm gonna go into some of my Sicily pressed powder, and I'm actually gonna use this beautiful new powder brush from Beautylish, and they were so kind enough in sending this to me, but this is the limited edition Beautylish Lunar New Year brush. Isn't this just gorgeous? Look at that cute graphic of those little oxen. So a huge thank you to Beautylish for sending this over to me. It's just so wonderful. And I was born in the year of the ox, so I was definitely gonna buy this. When I saw their like promo email for this, I signed up immediately. So a huge thank you. All right, no brand new bronzers, but I am going to use a fairly new one to my collection. This is the Soft Matte Bronzing Powder from Vesca, and this is Rio, the lightest shade that they have. And I'm just going to apply this and see how well this shows up. I may have to use a deeper shade, which I have. So Rio is the lightest, and then the next one up is Santorini. I think that's effective enough. And I forgot to mention the last time I talked about these do have a very, very slight, faint, like cocoa butter scent. All right, I am really excited to try one of these blushes. So there are 3 shades that I'm gonna keep, and then there are 2 that I want to include into a Project Beauty Share box that I'm putting together, because these are brand new products. It's so rare that I'm able to, you know, donate. So anyway, I'm kind of splitting up products between the Project Beauty Share box that I'm putting together and my giveaway. But this is Nearly Berry, and I'm gonna be donating this, so I'm not gonna swatch it. And then this is Nearly Mauve, which is another one I'm going to donate. And then here is Nearly Rose. This one I'm very interested in, so I'm going to swatch this one. Ooh, very creamy. These feel like they have a lot of silicone in them, like they have a little bit of a slip to them. I wonder how these are gonna do over my powder. But here is Nearly Rose. The other one I'm gonna hold on to is Nearly Neutral. And when I talked about these in my Will I Buy It video, I was hoping these were gonna be like putty, like putty texture, but they're not. They're more like lip balm, like there's no like give to them. So there's Nearly Neutral. And this last one is Nearly Apricot. This one I also wanted to hold on to. So let me swatch this. Ooh, that's beautiful. Wow. So there's Nearly Apricot, Nearly Neutral, Nearly Rose. So I think I have to try Nearly Rose. I also think that'll go really well with the By Terry eyeshadow palette. So let's go ahead and tap this on. I'm just gonna try it with my finger first. And I do have powder down. I did powder my face, as you guys saw, and I did put down that bronzer. So I am curious to see how this is going to work over it. Wow, these are very, very pigmented. I Definitely, I feel like I put on a little bit too much, but let me take a close inspection here and see if it disturbed any of the products underneath. I don't think so. It feels really slick, but it's almost like dried down to a powder finish. Oh, neat. Oh, I like that because you guys know I'm not the biggest fan of like tack on my cheeks. Yeah, no, it doesn't feel tacky at all. Oh, lovely. Okay, let me apply some to the other side, and I'll definitely have to use the others for you in a different video. Oh, so pretty. I really like this shade, and the formula is great. I love that it goes on like a really kind of emollient cream product, and then it just kind of settles down to nothing really tacky on the cheeks. That's pretty awesome. All right, moving on to the Clinique Gold Celebration Pop Lunar New Year highlighter. So here it is. Look at that cute ox on there. Oh, it looks a little bit lighter than I thought. In the pan, it looks quite like a deep kind of gold, and I thought maybe this is too deep for me. Oh no. Oh, I think this is gonna work out well. There is the highlight there. All right, I've got my Wayne Goss Artist Collection brush. This is the medium size, which I love for highlight. And this doesn't seem to have any micro glitters in there. Just has a really lovely, lovely sheen. Oof. There is a very soft application of that highlight. Ooh, it's so pretty. I'm so glad the shade actually works for me. I was afraid it was going to be too deep, like I've already mentioned. Picks up the light really beautifully. So that was a very soft application with this medium Artist Collection brush. I'm going to go in with something a little bit stronger. This is the Sonia G Sculpt 2 brush, and this usually lays down a lot more product. So there's a heavier application of this highlight. Wow. Yeah, there's a nice kind of soft highlight. They both look very wet and glossy. Really, really beautiful. Like I mentioned in the intro, I think these are out of stock. Hopefully they'll come back into stock. These are so much fun. They've been doing these now, as far as I can remember, at least the past couple of years. Last year, I think, wait, was it the pig? Oh, it was the year of the rat, I think. Yeah, I think it was Year of the Rat. Anyway, that was really cute. I couldn't get my hands on that. Hopefully they'll restock or at least make this shade like a permanent product because this is really beautiful. All right, I just threw on some Tom Ford Fiber Brow Gel in Espresso, my favorite, as you guys know, and we are ready to move on to this By Terry eyeshadow palette, which I'm so excited for. It looks so beautiful, and when I swatched it, I was even like more taken aback. So here is the beautiful packaging. This is like a metal plaque on top of this plastic compact. There are 10 shades in here. Oh my God, so beautiful. And here are some swatches. So I swatched from left to right, top to bottom, and none of these shades have names. So we just have a nice kind of mixture of mattes, satins, and more of like a creamy metallic finish. So the only matte shades in here are the two lightest colors, these two, and then this deep chocolate brown color. The rest all have at least a little bit of shimmer in there. So I'm gonna start with this kind of like light brown taupey shade, and that does have a satin finish. I've got my Sonia G Worker 1 brush, and there is a nice large mirror in here, which is very handy. And I'm just gonna start by applying this to the outer corner. Ooh, that's beautiful. Wow, you guys know how much I love shades like this tone, these metallic taupes, and really pigmented. I don't feel like I'm picking up a lot of product, but a little bit is going a long way. All right, I'm gonna go into this pink shade up here. It's like a metallic pink, the center top row, and I'm gonna apply that to the inner corner of my lid. Ooh, it's so frosty. Ooh, that's pretty. Much cooler in tone than this taupe, which is fairly neutral. I'm getting a teensy bit of fallout with that shade. I see like a few little glittery bits, but that is really gorgeous. And then I'm gonna take this deep brown satin shade and I'm gonna add that to the outer corner of my eyes. I've got my Isom W36 brush. Oh wow, beautiful. These are blending really, really beautifully. I feel like By Terry has really stepped up their game in terms of eyeshadows. I remember I had tried a couple palettes like 3 or 4 years ago at this point, and they were okay. They were a little powdery. They didn't really have a lot of pigment. And I feel like since then, they've just been improving. And this palette so far is really beautiful. I mean, it's just working beautifully. I'm going to take my Chikuhodo GSN 7 brush. This is a really large, like flat shader brush. And I'm going to go into this matte shade over here. I just want to try one of these mattes and use that to kind of highlight my brow bone area, kind of blend the top edge of the eyeshadows here. Oh, nice. Very smooth. Yeah, I was just curious how these matte shades performed, because like I said, sometimes they can be a little bit, kind of powdery for By Terry. And this looks actually really lovely. It's like laying down like a really nice, like soft, very soft matte sheen. I wouldn't say these are very flat and dry matte at all. And really kind of blending out the top edge of these eyeshadows beautifully. All right, and lastly, I'm gonna take my Esom T05 brush. I'm gonna go into this very dark matte shade here and use it to line my eyes. I did get a little bit of fallout with that brown shade, but that's pretty common with brushes like this because they don't actually hold on to a lot. They just place product really like precisely. All right, there is my eye look. I love it. So I did want to compare this palette to a previous VIP palette. This is the #1 Paris by Light palette. And they are, very similar, but there are some differences. And I do want to say overall, I feel like the performance of this newer palette is a little bit better than this one. And the only way I can really show you right now is, do you see this pink metallic shade here? I love this pink metallic shade. It is beautiful. It goes on beautifully. It is lovely. But I don't know if you can see that, but it developed hard pan fairly quickly. I want to say like my 3rd or 4th use. I remember thinking, oh, this looks like there's a little bit of hard pan there. And I have swatched this newer palette quite a bit, and I've used this pink today, and I don't see any kind of hard pan situation happening. So there is that. And then I do remember the mattes in here, they were okay. I didn't feel like they were as nice as the metallics in here, but I feel like the formula is a little bit more consistent across the board for this particular palette. I feel like the mattes are performing nicely. The deep shade, that light shade that I used, working really nicely along with the metallics that I've used so far. So I did just want to mention that, but here are some comparison swatches, and I'll put on the screen like which is which. But I would say if you have this #1 palette and you're very happy with it, there are a lot of similarities to this palette. So on the left, we have the #1 Paris by Light swatches. And then on the right, we have the #3 Paris Mon Amour swatches. All right, so I'm just gonna curl my lashes, and then we can try out the new Labouche Rouge mascara. So I think there's only one shade in the mascara, and it's black. And I think what is so cool about, well, Labouche Rouge in general is that one of their priorities is making like biodegradable packaging. And so this is all in glass, which is really awesome. It makes for a very beautiful mascara tube. It almost looks like lip gloss versus mascara. And then it has the Labouche Rouge stamp on the top here. Ooh, here is the one, very traditional. Looks like a natural bristle brush. And it doesn't look too thick or too thin. Looks, just very straightforward. All right, there is 2 coats. I think it's done a really nice job separating and lengthening my lashes, but unfortunately, I don't think it's doing much for my curl, so you can't actually see how long my lashes look because they're just kind of, but I'm gonna try and angle my head so you guys can see it, because if you don't have a curl problem like I do, I think you would really love the lengthening that this mascara is doing. And I would say the sweet spot for this mascara, at least for me, is 2 coats Once I get 3 on there, it starts to look a little clumpy, which I don't personally like. I like when they look, you know, very separated and each, you know, lash is like coated very nicely and it lengthened. I don't like when it starts to look a little on the clumpy side. That's when I need to stop. All right, and last but not least, we have the brand new Rare Beauty Stay Vulnerable Glossy Lip Balms. And I'm only going to hold on to this nearly neutral shade, so that's what we're gonna be putting on. But I did wanna show you the 4 other shades, which I'm gonna be throwing into that Project Beauty Share box. So this one is Nearly Rose. This one is Nearly Apricot. This one is Nearly Mauve. And this one is Nearly Berry. All right, so I've got Nearly Neutral out. Applicator is doe foot applicator, and it comes to a nice point, which is really, really cool. The doe foot applicator, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it looks like there's a little bit of a reservoir in there, so it picks up a lot of product. So that's nice. Oh, how lovely. Yeah, it's not sticky at all. It really feels like a lip balm, which my lips really need. Now that it's wintertime. This color is very nice. It's a very like My Lips But Better color. They're not too glossy. It looks like there's kind of like a nice satin finish to my lips. Very, very nice. Well, thank you to Rare Beauty for sending over all of these goodies. I mean, this PR package was really, really something else. Really gorgeous. And that is it for this trying new makeup video. I was hoping to do a full day wear test and kind of check in with you guys later on today, especially in regards to this foundation. But today I just can't do it. So I apologize, but I will leave a pinned comment down below, just letting you know how everything wore. And I'm sure I'll be mentioning this foundation again in the future and using it as well. So anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.